Okay, today for Friday's lesson, I'm just going to give you a quick overview of my example project, so you can kind of see the things that you want to have covered, and quickly go over the formulas for volume of circles, spheres, and cones. Your project is going to be due on Tuesday, so I can give you a little bit of extra time to work on it, because I know it might take a little bit of time to do your drawing, kind of figure out what you're going to do, and then of course there's all the math added in. One thing to keep note of is that the assignment given is just a table where you put in a picture of either your drawing or your sculpture, and then there's some space below for you to kind of say like what shapes you used, what are the dimensions of the shape, and then your calculations, and then your volume. For each individual shape, you'll tally all of those to give me the final volume of your sculpture or drawing at the end. Okay, so let's go over here. We'll get started. All right, so this here is a really quick drawing. It's similar to what I had in the video yesterday or a couple days ago. It's not exactly the same, but you kind of get the idea of what's going on. I chose to do a drawing because I've switched locations where I did the last video, and I don't have the same materials with me anymore. So right here, I've got my can, which has a diameter of 6 inches, as you can see right here. One thing I want to make sure you do is you always label your dimensions, either in your drawing or in your photo. Always say the dimensions of whatever shape you're working with. So we've got a cylinder here with a diameter of 6 or a radius of 3, height of 9 inches. We've got the cone right here, which has a height of 5 inches and a radius of 2 inches. The sphere over here has a radius of 0.5 inches, and then just for continuity with the last sculpture that I made, I threw in a box. You don't have to include this shape. All you need is a cylinder, a cone, and a sphere, one of each. But I just threw this one in here, and it's 2 inches tall, 15 inches long, and 2 inches wide over there. I did this really quick. Just make sure, like I said, that you include your dimensions. That's the biggest and most important part in your drawing. All right, and then from this image, we're going to go over here, and I'm just going to walk you through the different math steps that I used to calculate my volumes. So here we have volume of a cylinder, pi radius squared times h. So my radius was 3 inches times pi times 3 squared times 9, pi times 9 times 9, pi times 81, which is 254.34 inches cubed. Remember, volume is always in units cubed, and since I started writing in inches, I'm going to stick with inches cubed. Over here, we have our cone volume, 1/3 pi r squared h. Again, is really similar to the formula for the volume of a cylinder, except a cone has 1/3 the volume of an equivalent sized cylinder with the same height and radius. And based on the drawing, my cone has a radius of 2 and a height of 5. So when I plug those numbers in their respective places, 2 for radius, 5 for height, I get 1/3 pi times 2 squared times 5, which simplifies down eventually to 1/3 pi times 20. Pi times 20, remember pi is 3.14. So 3.14 times 20 is 62.8. 1/3 of 62.8 is 20.933. Just another thing to be aware of, multiplying by 1/3 is the same thing as dividing by 3. All right. Over here we have the formula for the volume of a sphere, which is 4/3 times pi times the radius cubed. This is the most different formula that we've got. Based on my drawing, my sphere over there at the end of the box had a radius of 1.5 inches. I'm going to throw a 1.5 in for r. So we're going to do 4/3 times pi times 1.5 to the third power, which is 3.375. 4/3, then if I do pi times 3.375, I get 10.5975. Multiply that by 4/3, which is the same thing as 1.33. And I get 14.129 inches cubed. So again, 4/3 is the same thing as 1.33 if you'd rather use that. And just for good measure, because you have to write down every shape you use, I've got the formula for how you find the volume of a box, base times heights by length, or base times width times height, however you want to do it. 2 times 2 times 15 is 4 times 15 is 60 inches cubed. Okay. Just a couple things to be aware of. You need to make sure you include 1 sphere, 1 cone, and 1 cylinder minimum in whatever you're doing. Feel free to use more. I used an extra shape. You can do that. You can include multiple cones or multiple spheres, cylinders, whatever you want. You're going to be graded on if you are accurately able to calculate your volume, if you show your dimensions, and if you show your work. Those are the 3 things that are going to be calculated into your grade. Other than that, be careful. Try to be accurate. Make sure that you always put your units on. I think the instructions said everyone should measure in inches. If you measured in centimeters and you've done your work already, leave it. Don't change it. Just make sure you write that it's centimeters cubed everywhere. And yeah, if you have any questions, our office hours are tomorrow or today, Friday. They're Friday, from 12 to 1, and I can help you out with anything. Like if you just need some help figuring out a shape or something like that, I'll help you out there. Other than that, best of luck. If you have any questions, email me, and I'll get back to you quick, I hope.